Have you ever sat in your favorite chair, stared out the window, and thought, is this all there is now? Life slows down after 60, but it doesn't have to shrink. The truth is, sometimes it's not what we're missing that holds us back, it's what we're still holding on to. Habits we've carried for years, beliefs we never questioned, and choices we make without realizing they're quietly wearing us down. I've seen it over and over: good people, kind folks, who stop truly living because they're too afraid, too tired, or too polite to change the rules they've lived by. But let me tell you something from the heart: this chapter of life, it can be the most meaningful one yet. You just have to stop doing the things that no longer serve you and start living for the person you've become. In this video, I'm going to share 6 things that many of us over 60 need to let go of. Not to be harsh, not to judge, but because holding onto these things could be quietly stealing your energy, your confidence, and your joy. If you're ready to feel lighter, freer, and more alive, stick with me. These lessons might just change the way you look at your life from this point forward. 1. Stop silencing yourself to keep the peace. For years, many of us have kept quiet just to keep the peace. We bit our tongues, nodded politely, and said, "It's fine," even when it wasn't, and maybe it felt easier at the time. But silence can become a habit that slowly chips away at your sense of self. At this stage in life, your voice isn't just valuable, it's necessary. You've earned the right to speak up for what you feel, need, and believe. I remember my friend Ruth, a sweet and patient woman. For decades, she kept her opinions to herself to avoid conflict in her family. She always smiled through disagreements, even when she was deeply hurt. But after her 70th birthday, something changed. One day she said, "If I don't speak up now, when will I?" And from that moment on, she began choosing honesty over silence, and it changed everything. She didn't become rude or loud, just real. And you know what happened? People started listening. Her relationships became more honest, her confidence grew. And she told me, "It feels like I finally showed up in my own life." That's the power of using your voice. Not to argue, but to stand up gently and firmly for who you are. Your truth matters, and you're never too old to speak it. 2. Stop isolating yourself. It's easy to drift into isolation as we get older. Friends move away, family gets busy, and suddenly the days grow quiet. At first, the silence might feel peaceful, but over time, it starts to weigh on you. Loneliness isn't just about being alone. It seeps into your energy, your memory, even your health. Connection is not a luxury, it's a basic need. And it doesn't stop being important after 60. Take my old friend Joe. After his wife passed, he started turning down invitations. He said, "People don't need me around anymore." But what he didn't realize was that people missed him. His absence created a silence for others, too. Eventually, a neighbor convinced him to join a weekly card game at the community center. That one step opened the door to new friendships and a brighter routine. Now Joe rarely misses a gathering. He laughs more, walks more, even says his appetite is better. All because he chose to show up just once, and then again, and again. If you've been keeping to yourself, I want to gently challenge you. Reach out. Call someone, visit a neighbor, join a group, even if you're not sure it's your thing. Sometimes healing begins with a simple hello. 3. Stop neglecting your health because you think it's too late. One of the most dangerous beliefs we carry into our later years is the idea that it's too late to improve our health. That if we haven't already been exercising or eating right, there's no point starting now. But that's simply not true. The human body is remarkably adaptable even in our 60s, 70s, and beyond. A few changes can spark real transformation, no matter when you begin. Taking care of your health isn't about chasing youth, it's about protecting your independence. It's about having the strength to get up from a chair without help, the energy to enjoy a walk in the park, and the clarity to stay mentally sharp. Every healthy choice you make today becomes a gift to your future self. And you don't need perfection, you just need commitment. I remember my cousin Sam. He was 68 when his doctor told him he was pre-diabetic. Instead of making changes, he shrugged and said, "What's the point at my age?" He kept eating the same way, sitting most of the day, and avoiding checkups. Within 2 years, his energy plummeted, his joints ached. He felt 20 years older than he was. And worst of all, he felt like there was no turning it around. Then something shifted. He watched a friend recover from a heart scare and said, "If he can turn it around, maybe I can too." Sam started slow, walking 10 minutes a day, swapping soda for water, cutting back on processed foods. He even signed up for a nutrition class at the local library. It wasn't fancy, but he stuck with it. And 6 months later, his blood sugar dropped, and his spirit came back. Now Sam's the one encouraging others. He's dropped weight, gained energy, and laughs more than he used to. He still enjoys his treats, just with balance. And when people ask how he did it, he always says the same thing: "I stopped waiting for perfect and just started doing something." That's the key. You don't need to run marathons. You just need to stop giving up on yourself before you begin. The truth is, every small healthy choice you make, getting better sleep, eating a fresh meal, going for a short walk, builds momentum. It's like lighting a fire. It might start as a spark, but with a little fuel, it grows. And pretty soon, you'll feel stronger, clearer, and more in control. No matter your age, your body is still listening. Treat it with care, and it will surprise you. So don't let the words "too late" live in your head anymore. Those 2 words steal more energy than aging ever could. Start small. Start today. Take the stairs, drink more water, get that checkup. You don't need to do it all, you just need to start. Your health is still worth protecting. And you're still worth the effort it takes to feel better. Remember, this isn't about fear, it's about freedom. The kind of freedom that lets you wake up each day feeling capable, strong, and alive. Don't let old habits or outdated thinking hold you back. A better tomorrow starts with one better choice today. And trust me, you're not too old to make that choice. 4. Stop living in the past. The past has its place, it shaped who we are. But living there too long, that's when it starts to hurt us. Too many folks our age spend their days replaying old memories, old regrets, or longing for the way things used to be. But you can't build a joyful today if your heart is stuck in yesterday. Life is still happening, right now, and you deserve to be part of it. Nostalgia is comforting, yes, but it can also trap us. I once knew a man named Harold who spent every afternoon watching old home videos. Birthdays, graduations, vacations. He'd smile, sure, but he never left the house. He turned down invitations, skipped family gatherings, and stayed in the past because it felt safer than facing the now. Eventually, even his grandkids stopped visiting. One day, Harold's granddaughter asked him to help her build a model train. He almost said no until she told him it reminded her of the stories he used to tell. That little moment pulled him back into the present. They started working together every weekend. He got out of the house, laughed again, and for the first time in years, he said, "I don't just miss the old." We all have memories we treasure, but don't let them become chains. Talk about them, share them, smile about them, but then get up and live this day, too. Start a new project, plant something, learn something. Or just sit outside and soak in the moment. You're not done making memories. And believe it or not, some of the best ones might still be ahead of you. 5. Stop sacrificing yourself for everyone else. Many of us grew up believing that putting others first was the right thing to do. And for years, we did it, raising families, helping neighbors, being the one everyone could lean on. But here's the truth. You can't keep pouring from an empty cup. You deserve care too. Your time, your energy, your needs, those matter just as much now as they ever did. It's not selfish. It's self-respect. You're allowed to say no. You're allowed to rest. You're allowed to stop and ask yourself, what do I need right now? That doesn't mean you stop loving others. It means you finally include yourself in the circle of care you spent a lifetime giving. At this stage, you should also be receiving peace, rest, support, and time for what makes you feel whole. My old friend Mabel, for example, she's 73 and still runs around helping everyone. Babysitting grandkids, cooking for her adult children, even taking care of her sister who's younger than she is. One day, she told me, I'm tired all the time, but I don't want to let anyone down. But the truth was, she was letting herself down, day by day. Her health was slipping, and no one realized how much she was holding inside. Then she got a health scare, nothing major, but it woke her up. Her doctor told her to slow down, or she'd burn out. So, she started setting gentle boundaries, taking afternoons for herself, saying no when she needed rest, and joining a walking group for fun. At first, her family was surprised. But you know what? They respected her more. And Mabel said, I feel like I've finally started living for me. 6. Stop ignoring your limits out of pride. There's no shame in slowing down, but for many of us, pride gets in the way. We don't want to admit we need help or that something's gotten harder than it used to be. But ignoring your limits doesn't make you stronger, it puts you at risk. Listening to your body is a sign of wisdom, not weakness. Knowing when to rest, ask for help, or say, I can't do that today is how we protect our dignity. I remember Carl, a former coworker of mine, strong, stubborn, and always the one to do things himself. Even when his knees started giving him trouble, he refused to use a cane. He said, I'm not that old yet, but one bad fall changed everything. After months of recovery, he finally started using a walking stick, and you know what? He said, I should have done this a year ago. I feel safer, steadier, and freer. Letting go of what no longer serves you isn't a loss, it's liberation. When you stop blindly accepting others' opinions, you reclaim your voice. When you step out of isolation, you rediscover community. Prioritizing your health energizes your spirit, and releasing old regrets allows you to embrace the present. Setting boundaries between self-sacrifice and self-care honors your worth. Acknowledging your limits protects your well-being, and embracing intimacy reminds you that desire and connection have no age limit. So here's a simple challenge to help you move forward. Choose just one of these 7 behaviors to address this week. Write it down in a journal, stick a note on your bathroom mirror, or set a daily reminder on your phone. Whenever you catch yourself slipping back into the old pattern, pause, breathe, and gently redirect yourself. Over time, these small course corrections add up to profound change, opening the door to renewed confidence, energy, and joy in everyday moments. I'd love to hear how you're doing. Please drop a comment below and tell me which behavior you're choosing to stop and what first step you'll take. Your story can inspire others who face the same struggles, creating a ripple of encouragement and accountability. Remember, you're not alone in this journey. Your experience has the power to light the way for someone else. Don't miss out on future guidance. Subscribe to our channel and tap the notification bell so you'll be first in line when new videos go live. Each month, we dive into real-life stories, practical tips, and heartfelt motivation designed to help us all age with purpose and grace.